Hi everyone, this is Kupakai Art, aka Jenny. I'm kind of a newbie to YouTube. I've been on Instagram for a while, but now I'm putting my content from Instagram over to YouTube. So welcome to my Christmas premiere. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed all of the ones prior before me. I've been trying to pop in and out as much as I can when I'm not doing family activities or cooking, although I have watched some while I'm cooking. I just haven't been able to chat. So I hope you guys are enjoying them. It's really brought a lot of joy. This is my first year being exposed to the premieres, and huge thank you to Crashly for always organizing this, and thank you to Diamond Nana for inviting me and having me a part of the ride. So I'm so grateful for that. So thank you very, very much. So those of you who know me probably know a lot of this already. Those who are just seeing me for the first time, I'll tell you a short little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Jenny. I am married. We have a dog named Indiana, aka Indy. She is a rescue. She had a pretty rough first year of life. She was in a shelter surrendered by her owners, and so she lived there for a year. So she has a little bit of anxiety, as do I, so we fit well together. But yeah, she's my world. I have SLE lupus. High level, when I was 15, it attacked my brain and central nervous system. And so I had to relearn everything all over again. And then met my husband on a blind date, and we got engaged, and I went into kidney failure. So fortunately, he was willing to stay by my side the whole time, and I did 3 years of chemotherapy, once a month treatments, but I still have both my kidneys and I'm still here. So I got no complaints. Yeah, life is not easy, but I think a lot of us can say that. But what we face every day just kind of makes us stronger and makes us who we are. So my channel's not about lupus. It's not about those things. It really is about diamond painting and sharing my joy of it. But just a little background on who I am if you are just seeing me for the first time. I have been diamond painting since 2019. I got introduced to it because I found a really cute turtle at Walmart. I was like, what is this art? I gave it to my mom, and she has battled brain cancer, and so I got it for her to maybe help with some of her eye-hand coordination. And I thought it was really cool, so I got one for myself. And that's all she wrote. So I have been hooked since. Of course, it was a lifesaver during the pandemic, like most people experience. And I think there's a lot of people that came on board with diamond painting during the pandemic. But I really have just been exposing myself more this year into the diamond painting community. And with the encouragement of friends, I started content creating. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad to get exposed to new people like those of you watching and making friendships. But yeah, so this has kind of been a fun experience for me. I'm getting to do these premieres. So without further ado, let me kind of explain what my premiere is going to be about today. So in our family, we do an Advent, and this year, well, we started it last year and we'll continue it this year. But what I'm going to do with you guys is a budget-friendly version of Lego Advent. My husband and I have tried different Advent things, and this was by far the funnest one we've done. So I'm going to rebuild it. We plan to rebuild every year the ones that we get, and we do. So yeah, last year I painstakingly took this one apart so that we could build it again this year. My husband's a little camera shy, so he's not going to build this one with me. We have another one that we're building this year, or we have been building this year, that is a new one for us. So then I will painstakingly take that one apart at the end of the season, as well as this one, put them in bags, and do them all again next year. It's just a lot of fun. It's what we do first thing in the morning together before we even eat breakfast, and he gets off to work. So it's pretty fun. So this year, I got themed bags. I did a theme for the new one that my husband and I are doing. That one's Christmas Story. This one, that was our first one last year, was Christmas Vacation. So I'll kind of explain why Christmas Vacation is critical to our family. But these bags all have a theme, and it's got something significant from the movie. So let's see, this one says, Merry Christmas, kiss my blank, and it's that whole thing that Griswold says. So I will not repeat curse words in this, but I will show the bags when I'm doing the builds. So you will see them. So just to let you know, when the bag is on my table while I'm building, you will see what's actually written on the bags, but I don't verbally say them. So just a heads up. And I will talk about Santa. So if little ears are hearing this, there is one day during the build that I plan to talk about Santa. So if that's critical in your family and little ears are listening, just a heads up. So that little preface there. Okay, so what we're going to be building is this. It is going to be a tree elevated and kind of like a little town city center. So there are 1,814 total pieces in this, and this is the book for it. And in the upper corner, it does have the day number and then all the pieces that you'll use, and so forth, so on and so forth throughout the book. So we will slowly get to building. While I build, I won't bore you with just watching me. I'll do a little bit of a faster speed of the build, but share some stories from my childhood. I talk about the movie. I talk about Santa as a child, and a lot of funny stories, thoughtful stories, memorable stories, so you guys can kind of get a little glimpse into my life during the holidays. And I hope you enjoy it. We'll kind of just go through each day, and hopefully you get to watch this budget-friendly Lego version grow each day that I film and tell you stories. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and don't forget there will be more premieres after mine. So keep watching after this one, or catch back up if you need to jump off for something. But thank you in advance so much for watching and being along as I build my Advent this year. Thanks, guys. All right, let's find day one. Where is bag day one? Oh, right behind me. Here we go. And this bag has the infamous car with the tree on top, and it says, deck the halls with boughs of holly, because in the movie, they're singing the song as they're going to pick up the Christmas tree. All right, let's get started. As you can see, I love a good advent calendar, and this stems from my childhood. So I grew up in a family of faith, and it was kind of strict. So my parents raised us that we did not believe in Santa Claus. We knew there was a Santa Claus, a fat guy dressed up in a red and white suit, but that we were taught that that was not the reason for the month of December and Christmas. So we had the advent calendar to allow us to celebrate all month long, and then the big celebration was it was Jesus's birth at Christmas. And of course we did get Christmas gifts, but our Christmas gifts came from our parents, not Santa. But as a child, my favorite part of the month of December was getting to get up in the morning. We ran out to the living room, and my brother and I each got to our advent calendar, and there was the little thin cardboard boxes that had the days that you opened up, and it was usually chocolates and stuff like that. But it was one of my favorite memories growing up. So as an adult, I still love advent calendars. So I was trying to find a way to incorporate it for my husband and I found these budget-friendly Lego options, and it has become an awesome family tradition for he and I. So this is why you've seen me do my advent Lego. All right, on to day two, and it is right here. An infamous line from the movie, "Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?" "I don't know, Margot." Alrighty, so here we go. Day two. As I mentioned, we did not believe in Santa Claus. And we also had a house that my dad and my mom built. And my dad designed it where we had a wood burning stove in like our main living area and a slate floor. So that wood burning stove would get really, really hot. Ours did not have a glass opening. It was just solid all the way around. And it would heat that slate floor. And then my dad had a fan system in the house that would pull the heat from that front main living area through the back to the back bedrooms. It's kind of an ingenious plan, but that wood burning stove would get really, really hot and we were not allowed to go anywhere near it. And I lived in Indiana and it's really cold there. So Dad would always be having it going in winter. And for a family tradition, because Santa Claus did not come down our little chimney, we would get to pick up an ice cube out of the freezer, my brother and I each, and we would get to take our ice cube to the wood burning stove on Christmas morning and drop our ice cube onto the top of that wood burning stove and watch it melt and sizzle and all of that. And it would like leave little rings on the top of the fireplace or on the wood burning stove. So Dad didn't let us do it but Christmas morning. And it was a highlight of the day was to getting to put our ice cube on the wood burning stove. So that's a fantastic childhood memory for me. All right, on to day number 3. Sorry for my back, but we're going to try to spin my tree. It's on wheels. Let's find day 3. Let's see here. Oh, it's right down here. Alrighty, day 3, and it says, looks great, little full, a lot of sap. That is when Clark gets the tree in the house and cuts the string. So there's parts bag 1, parts bag 2. Let's get started. After my parents got divorced when I was a child, I was about 10, we did obviously lots of different Christmases with all the different families. But with my dad, we would always go and cut a Christmas tree. So you see that I'm using bags that have the Griswolds on them and the Christmas Vacation movie. That's because it really struck home with me, my brother, my dad, and my stepmom, because we would go and cut that Christmas tree. And we'd always go to the Christmas tree lot and we would walk and walk and walk until Dad found the perfect tree. Fortunately, Dad always remembered a saw, but it was always a forever walk. And I was always cold. So I was forever Audrey, if you know the movie. I was forever Audrey. I was the frozen one. And my brother was just dragging along with Dad. And then Dad would find the tree. And Dad's perfect tree, kind of like the Griswolds, was the fattest tree that he could find on the lot. And when I say the fattest tree, the one year after I got married, I took my husband to Indiana and we were at my dad's house and he still did the tradition, getting the fattest tree. And we had my brother, my dad, my stepmom, me, and my husband all in front of the tree. And the tree was still whiter than we were. So it became a big joke that Dad always got the fattest tree and I was always the frozen one in the process. So that's why we absolutely love the Christmas Vacation movie. It was my family. All right, on to day number 4. And let's see. Oh, here's 4. 4 says, Merry Christmas, kiss my blank, kiss his blank, kiss your blank, Happy Hanukkah. That's when his boss is going into the office. All right. Oh, we just have one bag of parts today. So let's get started. So a tradition that we had with my mom's family was that we as grandkids would all stand together for photos. And it was my aunt and my mom's idea that we would all have matching outfits, but the colors would be different. My mom sewed clothes and my aunt sewed clothes. So they would get a pattern, then they would go out and find fabric that matched, but they were different colors. So my uncle's kids had green, my brother and I had blue, and my aunt's 2 kids, I think, had purple. And then we would have these cute little matching outfits, but they'd be different colors, and we'd all stand together for these cute little pictures. So year after year, we have pictures of us grandkids all stair-step together in these cute little matching, but yet not matching outfits. And Grandma would always get us jewelry to match. And we are now on to day 5. Let's see, it's right here behind me. And this has a bundle of the Christmas lights, and it says Little Nut here. That's when the Christmas lights are all caught together. Oh, we just have a small little bag of parts. All right, this will be a quick build today.
A memory from my dad's parents was my grandma's nativity set. And it was this beautiful ceramic, shiny nativity set with all of these pieces. There were multiple camels and multiple donkeys, and there were sheep, and there were shepherds, and then there were the wise men. There was, of course, Mary and Joseph, the baby, and an angel with these big, beautiful wings. And as a little kid, I was so fascinated by it. And it was so beautiful, but I knew it was a no-touch item. It's like we couldn't play with it. We could just look at it. And I always admired it. And after my grandparents passed, I don't know what happened to that nativity set, but my husband surprised me one year and found the exact set on eBay and got it for me. And it was quite inexpensive considering. I guess it's probably not a popular thing, but he found the exact set like my grandma had. And he surprised me one year with Christmas, and it's been put up every year since. I absolutely adore this nativity set, and I'll hopefully see if I can get a picture of it. I have it up already this year. It's one of the first decorations that goes up, and I'll try to insert a picture in this video so you can see it. But of course, it's not my grandma's nativity set, but I think of my grandma every time it goes up, and it's one of my favorite things about Christmas.
And now we're on to day number 6. Let's see. Way down here at the bottom. This one is Rusty still in the Navy? I don't know if you remember that one, but the old lady gets asked, is Rusty still in the Navy? Ooh, more red parts today. Let's get started.
I absolutely adore Christmas trees as decorations. So we have 4 trees. We have a small short one that goes on our cedar chest. We have a big tall full one that holds all of our keepsake ornaments. And then we have the skinny one that you've seen in this video a million times. That is our Advent Christmas tree, and that's where we keep our budget-friendly Lego. And then lastly, my all-time favorite tree that I have is a ceramic tree that my grandmother hand painted for me when we moved into our first house as a married couple. And it actually stays up year round. Yeah, I do. I have a Christmas tree that I leave up all year long. And that's my ceramic tree that my grandma made me. It's very large. There's 3 big pieces to it. And it is my all-time favorite tree.
And moving on to day number 7. Right down here. And this one says, I don't know what to say except it's Christmas and we're all in misery. I think there's some that could say that that's how their holiday is. Hopefully not everybody, because I hope you're enjoying the premieres. Ooh, we have 2 bags of parts today. All right, time to get started.
A fun childhood memory that I have with my mom's side of the family is after we all ate full bellies, we would play games. And inevitably, we would always end up on this game called Balderdash. I don't know if it even exists anymore, but it was a game where it was kind of like you had the head person had a nonsensical word and everybody else had to rate what they thought the definition of the word was. And then the person who read off the word got to pick their favorite and you would get points. I have to tell you, a family that is super creative and super silly is the best to play this game with. We would laugh until our stomach hurts and we cried. It was so much fun. I just have all these memories of sitting around the table and all of us just laughing till we hurt.
And now officially on to day 8. Let's see. Oh, it's up here. The classic scene with Cousin Eddie dumping his RV into the sewer. Blank is full. Keeping it clean. So if you know the movie, you'll know. All right. Ooh, one bag of parts. Ooh, these are cute little parts. This is going to be a fun one. I think there's characters in this one. All right, let's get started.
Speaking of games, when we didn't travel for the holidays, if there were some Christmases we stayed home, my husband and I would play games. And we have tons of board games. We have a closet full of board games. And I had no idea. We were still dating. I think we were engaged. We just gotten engaged. And he was trying to teach me how to play the game of Risk on Christmas Day. And we were sitting at the dining room table, and I really didn't get it. But I just kept playing and I kept playing. And before I knew it, I had world domination. And I was so excited, had never played, was struggling understanding the concept of the game, and somehow ended up with world domination. And to this day, I refuse to play Risk. I have not played the game of Risk since that very first Christmas that my husband Steve and I were together way back 22 years ago. I have never played Risk except for the one time.
Okay, we have made it to day 9. And day 9 is way up here. I'm going to have to stand for that one. All right. Oh, this one is a picture of Cousin Eddie's RV, and it says, that there's an RV. So, obviously he just arrived. Ooh, here's some fun parts. We have Christmas trees in here. That'll be fun. Let's see where we place those. Let's get started.
Okay, so this isn't really a Christmas Thanksgiving story, but it relates to the last one. You know, I got world domination with Risk, and I refused to play with my husband anymore. Well, I kind of did the same thing to him with poker. So on my birthday quite a few years ago, he had gotten some new, like really nice ceramic chips. We don't gamble or anything, but we just think the chips are fun. So he got us a new set and was really wanting to play. So I was like, fine. And it was my birthday. And if I can find the picture, that'll be great because there's this birthday tablecloth on the table and we're playing poker. And it's his turn to deal. He deals me a hand. I'm in love, but I keep a really good poker face. I actually did really good. He had no idea what my hand was. And then he asks if I need cards, and I say no, and he instantly folds because his hand is just awful. And I was so bummed because I laid down on the table. He dealt me a royal flush and hearts. Dealt me. I've never had that kind of luck playing poker. And this fool actually folds. So lo and behold, I didn't get to get any chips because he folded when I got me a beautiful royal flush. So I haven't played poker with him since.
Ooh, we have made it to double digits. We're on day 10. And I believe, right here by me. And it says, is your house on fire, Clark? Again, another Aunt Bethany quote. Ooh, we have more Christmas trees, and it looks like we have a box. We have a present box. So, ooh, lots of little goodies in this one. Let's get started with day 10.
Do you guys have a favorite Christmas morning food or drink? I know a lot of people make hot cocoa as they make open Christmas gifts. Well, for our family, with my dad, he would always get up and make us French toast and cinnamon rolls. And my brother and I would always, always argue over who got the middle cinnamon roll because they always cooked them in a round pan. So that middle roll was so soft and gooey, and there wasn't the crispy edge from the pan. It was just like the best cinnamon roll. So my brother and I would always argue who got one. Well, as an adult, my dad will still make those cinnamon rolls for us anytime we go home, especially on the holidays. And I always still fight for the middle cinnamon roll, and it's become a family joke. Unfortunately, it's also rolled over into my marriage because I will fight my husband for that middle cinnamon roll. And every Saturday morning, so if you come to my lives, right before my lives, I have just finished mowing cinnamon rolls because every Saturday morning, my husband and I make cinnamon rolls. And you betcha, I always, always get that middle cinnamon roll because it is the best one.
we are on to day 11. Way up here again. See if I can get it with the big stretch. Melikaliki maka. All right, so that's the one where Clark is looking out the window when he envisions the pool that he has paid for. Oh, we have a snowman in here. Some little globy things. And some fence pieces. This should be interesting. All right, here's to day 11.
I don't know about you guys, but did you have that childhood game, or I guess toy even, that just stood out to you as a kid? I can remember mine so vividly. It was a super popular game, and it was called Mall Madness. I don't know how many of us ladies on here remember Mall Madness, but it was the game to have. And I was shocked. My mom saved up. She was so sweet. She knew how bad I wanted that game. My mom saved up, and all of a sudden at Christmas, I got to open Mall Madness. And I absolutely fell in love with it. I hurried and opened it, put all the pieces together, and got to play. And I was the kind of kid that I could play games all by myself. I would just be all the individual characters and just use my imagination. And I remember I played for hours with that game. I actually loved that game so much that now, as a grown adult in my 40s, I still have my Mall Madness game and all the parts, and it still works. And I have recently played it in the last year. When we moved to our new house, I actually got the game out to make sure that it did still work. And I played a whole game of Mall Madness all by myself in our spare bedroom, sitting on the floor, having a ball. It was a riot. And I still love the game as much as I did back when I first got it.
Wowzers, we have made it to day 12. Let's see. Aha. It's right here. This one doesn't have any words, but I don't know if you guys remember those spinny things where the candles go up and it makes the little things spin, and Cousin Eddie breaks Clark's. So it's just a picture of that. Ooh, we have a big archway. This will be fun. Oh, and I think we have a Santa sleigh in here. Oh, this will be a fun day. Let's get started.
One of the most memorable, heartfelt gifts I have ever received was from my brother. He knows how much I'm obsessed with the musical Phantom, or Phantom of the Opera, I should say. And I have seen it 22 times in 19 cities. Yeah, just obsessed a little bit. But he was so kind. He found out where the traveling Broadway production was at, and he reached out to the gentleman who played Phantom, who was Gary Maurer at the time, and he asked him about having a mask painted for me for Christmas. And lo and behold, my brother worked with my mom and with Gary. They sent him one of those plastic, like, Halloween versions of the Phantom mask. And Gary had the production crew paint that mask just like the mask that he wears in the production. So I have to give my brother huge credit. When it arrived, I was so overwhelmed. It was one of the most amazing gifts. And to top it off, my mom ended up getting me tickets to see Phantom in Rhode Island. And I actually got to meet Gary and his wife, who at the time played Christine in the production. I got to meet them both and get a backstage tour of the production. So it is absolutely by far one of my all-time most memorable, thought-felt gifts that I've received from family.
Okay, today is day 13. And it is right down here, I do believe. Yes, it is. And it says, "Can I fill your eggnog? Get you something to eat? Drive you out in the middle of nowhere? And leave you for dead?" This is, Clark has kind of had enough with Cousin Eddie. All right. Ooh, lots of red pieces in this one. Let's get started.
My all-time favorite funny gift I got was one I got during a white elephant gift exchange at a Christmas party that we had when I worked at the library system. Everybody had brought all kinds of gifts, and there were some really junky ones. And then there were some winners. Some people didn't get the gist of White Elephant, that it was supposed to be silly. So some people had some really good ones. And I somehow got, like, my number was towards the end of all chances. So I kind of had my pick of what I wanted. And I ended up not stealing someone's gift. I picked one and I scored. I got a white elephant. I'm going to have to see if I can get a picture and post it in this video. But no joke, I got a white elephant at a white elephant gift exchange. It was classic. I've never seen one since. And the white elephant still holds a prominent place in our living room. It will be with us forever.
Hey, it's day 14. Let's see here. Oh, right down here we have Uncle Lewis, a tribute to Uncle Lewis. It has a hat and a cigar. And this is when he says, "The blessing." And he points at his teeth and nobody really knows why. For some reason, that makes us laugh every time we watch it. And ooh, we have some red and white blocks. All right, let's get started.
So, still thinking along the lines of Christmas gifts, did you ever have, like, the worst Christmas gift? Unfortunately, my precious grandmother, we now know, was suffering from Alzheimer's. But at the time, as a child, I was so devastated with a Christmas gift. I had asked her for a certain Barbie doll, and I had asked her for, like, stained glass crafts that I could make. You know, you could paint them as little kids, those plastic ones. I think they still make them. And so I'd asked her for that, and she got me a sun catcher that was a Barbie that you painted. And it was, y'all, the ugliest Barbie sun catcher I think I've ever seen. So, you know, you still take the gift and you smile, but that one sticks in my mind because, oh, with that one, I also got these white pants with giant pink hearts on them.
We have reached day 15. Only 10 more days after this one. All right, let's see. Ooh. Day 15 is Catherine's turkey, the infamous dried out turkey. Let's see. Oh, that's like a big thick bag. Ooh. 2 bags. We have yellow and pink. We have some white. This will be interesting. Let's get started.
Since I'm still on the topic of gifts, and it's getting a little old, I'm sure by now, but my husband would be upset with me if I did not mention what I got him the first 5 years that we were married every Christmas. There was a store that was in our local mall, and they sold these really cool wax candles, but they are shaped like animals and painted like different animals, and they're massive and they're heavy. And I got him a new one every year, and they were not inexpensive. I mean, we were talking probably $100 to $150 per wax animal. But he absolutely loved them. I started with a small bear and he loved them. And so it just kept going and going and going until I had all of the major animals. And the last year I got him the lion, and I'll try to post a picture of the lion because it's the biggest one. And then the following year, the shop had closed shop. And so we've never had him since. But the first 5 years we were married, my husband got big wax animals for Christmas, and he loves them to this day. And he would be very upset with me if I did not mention, when I'm talking about Christmas and gifts, his wax animals.
Okay, we are on day 16. Where are we? Here we are. Picture the turkey. It says, "Save the neck for me, Clark." That's an Eddie line after they see that dried out turkey. And let's see here. Ooh, there's some kind of yellow, some white, a gray, and some little nicky nackies. All right, let's see where they go.
Do you guys have a go-to Christmas movie or Christmas cartoon? For me, my go-to Christmas cartoon is The Grinch, like the old school cartoon Grinch. All the new stuff is fine and I like it, but there's something nostalgic about that old Grinch cartoon. And the song, oh my goodness, the Grinch song is the best. In fact, just recently, my husband and I were driving around because they start playing Christmas music way in November. We were driving around and the Christmas Grinch song came on. And I was like, honey, you have to stop talking. I got to listen to this song. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, we got to listen to the Grinch song. And the funny thing is hearing it in that form where it's not in the cartoon movie, they've obviously enhanced the audio. And there were words in there that I've totally missed all of these years. And it was absolutely hilarious to sit there and listen to it and sing it together in the car and catch things we had never caught before.
Okay, we are on day 17. Here we go. I heard on the news that an airplane pilot spotted Santa's sleigh. So I believe Clark says this when he's trying to get the kids encouraged about Christmas. Oh, lots of yellow. I think I see some presents in here, maybe a snowman. Okay, let's get started.
You kind of have probably caught on that I am in my giant, oversized, fuzzy, warm Hallmark sweatshirt for all of these videos. Yeah, it's my go-to when I'm cold or I just need to feel snuggled up. This is my sweatshirt that I wear. I got it a few years ago because I am admittedly one of those Hallmark people. I adore watching all of the Hallmark movies in November and December. So my husband and I record them and then we watch them later and we fast forward through all the commercials and it becomes this long-standing family joke of what's going to happen in the movie. So sometimes we'll bet a fictitious quarter and is there going to be a red truck or is it going to snow right when they kiss at the end. And then we always laugh as we're watching. As you fast forward through the commercials, you get to the end and there's always that like 5, 6, 8 minutes left. And we're all like, you only have so many minutes to get this resolved, because there's always the conflict. We also kind of laugh and try to guess what the conflict is going to be early on in the movie when you first meet the characters. It's so much fun. So if you want something fun to do with your family, try to guess what the conflict is going to be when you first start watching the show.
And we are now off to day 18. It is right here. Oops. Classy, I dropped it. This is Cousin Eddie saying, "You serious, Clark?" About Santa. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, I think there's a train set in here. Ooh, that's going to be fun. And some more snowmen. All right, let's get started.
I don't know if a lot of you travel for the holidays. My husband and I used to travel a lot at the holidays, and we alternated. One year would be Thanksgiving with his folks and Christmas with mine, and the next year we'd flip-flop so that we could see everybody at each holiday. So inevitably, we would be doing a long road trip up to see my family in Indiana, and notoriously, my husband and I would always see the strangest things or have the strangest things happen to us. Like one year, I was driving down the interstate and I'm just cruising along and a spider drops from the ceiling of my car right in front of my eyes. And if you know me, I am terrified of spiders. So of course my husband's like, just stay safe, just drive safe and get pulled over, because I was in panic mode seeing the spider like dangle and swing in front of my eyes. And then another memorable year was we were headed up north and we look over, we're like in horrible traffic, and we look over and there is this big SUV full of Santa Clauses. Like not just one, there were like 8 people dressed as Santa Claus in one SUV, and they were smiling and waving at people because we were all stuck in traffic and bored. But it was absolutely hilarious seeing a whole SUV full of Santas. So inevitably, there's always an eventful thing in our drives.
We are on day 19 now. Let's see. Aha. Oops, there we go. Ah, the Jelly of the Month Club. The gift that keeps on giving the whole year. Clark was a little disappointed in this gift. He was expecting a monetary bonus. Okay, so this is a green tower. I won't lie to you. My husband and I have built this tower before, and it's very hard to build. So I put it back together so that you don't have to watch me suffer in this video. So yes, it is part of a green tower. I do know that this is part of a Christmas tree, but you guys don't see it yet, so we'll get to it.
Ooh, I got a big question for y'all. Do you guys do Christmas list? You know, as an adult, sometimes I think they kind of go to the wayside, but I am all about a good Christmas list. My in-laws all exchange Christmas gifts. A lot of us, as we've gotten older, don't exchange Christmas gifts, but my in-laws love to do that, and it is a lot of fun. But I am all about the Christmas list. I really find that as an adult, there's things that maybe I want that I won't spend money on for myself, but I'd love to have. And that's exactly what I put on my Christmas list. So I don't know about you guys. Are you all about the Christmas list? I know one of my brother-in-laws is like, eh. The other one is like, yeah, here's my list, but it's always super short. So he knows he's going to get everything on his list. My mother-in-law likes to do the list. She loves getting lists from us, but she struggles on what she wants on her list. Now, my husband is good about putting stuff on his list, and he usually does a wide variety of price ranges. Now, me, on the other hand, I do my list, and that bad boy is long. I put a gazillion things on my list because I love the element of surprise. Do you guys like the element of surprise? If you do a Christmas list, do you do just enough, or do you do extra so you still have that element of surprise because you don't know what you're going to get? That's what I do. I like that element of surprise. So my Christmas list is always super long so that I can still sort of not know what I'm going to get each year.
Okay, we are getting close to the end. So I know the next few days will be kind of fast builds. So I'm going to show you all the bags for those days, and then we'll build it. So let's see. We're on to start with day 20. It's right here. And this has the moose mug. It says, it's good, it's good. This is what they had the eggnog in. And we actually have moose mugs at our house. My husband loves eggnog. Me, not such a fan, but we do have the moose mugs. All right, so that's day 20, day 21. Let's see, spin the tree. Here we go. Day 21. Ah, squirrel! If you've seen the movie, then you know when Clark has the tree, there's a lovely critter in there. So now we've got day 21. So for day 22. Let's see. Aha! Day 22. Ah, day 22 says, holy, hallelujah, holy blank, where's the Tylenol? Obviously, Clark has been quite worked up. He's had his little tirade. And so now let's look for day 23. Aha, right here. Okay, and this one says, nobody's walking out on this fun old-fashioned family Christmas. Clearly, Clark is still having his meltdown. So, there is day 20, 21, 22, and 23. Let's get to building.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of tell these stories as a series because it was the first 3 years I had holidays with my in-laws. So the first year, my husband and I were newly engaged, and it was Thanksgiving. And my mother-in-law had cooked a turkey, and she had one of the old school wall ovens from like the 60s, 70s. So I know they're new and they're back in style now, but this was the old school one. And she had made this turkey, and she opened the oven, and there was like flames inside. So there was like a small grease fire in the oven. And she's like, this never happens. I'm so sorry. So we laughed about it, moved on. The second year, we alternated holidays. So it was Christmas. The second year, I was with what became my in-laws. And that year, it was the same wall oven. My husband wanted to check the turkey. He loves his turkey. So he went to check the turkey and he opened the oven and a giant ball of flames came out and singed off all of his eyebrows. So that was very comical. Then the third year that I was with my in-laws, it was Thanksgiving because again, we alternated. So it was back to Thanksgiving. And I don't really know why. We had our English bulldog at the time. And so she was sleeping with us on an air mattress in the front living room and she alerted us, but I don't know why someone cooked them, but somebody put the turkey gizzards on the oven and started them to like cook them down and forgot to turn them off and they caught on fire and smoked out the whole house. So at like 3 o'clock in the morning, the smoke alarms were going off. The dog had woken us up and the just house was full of smoke. So we had to like clear out the house early in the morning, try to put fans going, and it was freezing cold. So now we've had 3 years of fires. My mom the next year got my mother-in-law a fire extinguisher for Christmas.
I can't believe we're at the next to last day. It's day 24. All right. Here we go. It's a picture of St. Nicholas. So, because St. Nick comes. Oops. More green, more tree. All right, let's get started.
And now we hit fire number 4. This happened probably about 13, 14 years ago. We had Christmas. My mother-in-law's kitchen had been remodeled and she had like a standard like cooktop with the oven, so like the one unit. And that year she had a grease fire and that one got so big that we had to use a fire extinguisher on it. And the volunteer fire department came out. It was Christmas Day. They came out and they checked the cabinets and alt because it was the biggest fire we'd had. And so, yeah, it was a mess. It was truly, truly a mess. But everything was fine. The cabinets were okay. But I'm happy to say and happy report, knock on wood, we've not had a fire since. So I think we're in the clear now. No more holiday fires.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're here. It's the last day. All right. It is day 25. And not a whole not much to day 25 because you've kind of seen it come to life. But what day 25 does bring is lights. So let's light this bad boy up and I'll send you on to the next premiere.
All right. So as you've heard, we've had multiple family fires in the oven. My husband and I had kind of made the conscious decision that Thanksgiving we would start doing on our own when we still lived at our other house. And so we were like, we're not going to have fires. We're just going to do turkey breast in the crock pot, and then we will make some stuffing in the oven. And we had these beautiful glass Pyrex dishes. I tell y'all, we did everything right. We followed all the instructions. It was our very first Thanksgiving, just the two of us. We put the stuff in the oven. About 10 minutes in, we hear this loud pop. And we're like, what was that? We go to look into the oven, and lo and behold, that Pyrex dish had exploded. And we had wet, disgusting, uncooked stuffing and glass all over our oven. And it took us hours. We put on my husband's welding gloves so we didn't get cut. And we basically dismantled the inside of our oven to clean that. And yeah, it was a mess. Pyrex ended up sending us a new dish. But just an FYI, Pyrex dishes are known to explode in the oven. So not to scare y'all, but we have learned firsthand. And I have not put a glass Pyrex dish in an oven since.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my premiere. Again, it's Jenny, aka Kupakai Art. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know it was a little different. I had my little budget-friendly Lego advent that I built. This was a lot of fun to do. It was a little more work than I expected. I kind of complicated things on myself, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. And I appreciate everybody, watching and getting introduced to my channel. Thank you, Crashly, for organizing this and giving those of us who are new content creators an opportunity to expose ourselves even more to people out there in the diamond painting community. And I appreciate the invite. I appreciate that the community has brought me people in my life that I would have never imagined. I mean, I now have friends all over the country and all over the world, actually, because of diamond painting and the diamond painting community. So I think there's a lot of us that just stay home, and maybe for disabilities or because of mental health or whatever the reason may be, we don't get ourselves exposed out to the world as much. So having this community has been such a blessing for me. This year, getting more involved and putting myself out there as a content creator is really nerve-wracking, but a whole lot of fun too, because I get to share my diamond painting. I get to share a little bit of me with the world, and it's been the reception has been very nice. So I'm so forever grateful for that. I'm grateful for the friendships and new friends that I know are coming along the way. Maybe somebody will get exposed to my shenanigans and like, oh, okay, I want to watch her more. I know I'm not on YouTube as much. I'm on Instagram a lot, but I post all of my Instagram stuff onto my YouTube. So I know that makes it a little different if you don't have Instagram, but if you're now getting exposed to me, hopefully you can see me over there, or you can watch all my replays and all my videos here on YouTube. So, but yeah, the community's really been such an asset for me this year. It's really helped me through a really hard transition in my life. We moved to a very small town from a big city, and that's a big transition in a year. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for the other content creators, because behind the scenes, they are so encouraging to the newbies doing their premiere. So thank you to all of you veterans that have done this for many, many years, or have been doing content creating in the diamond painting world for a long time. You guys really help all of us feel confident. So this holiday season, I'm just grateful. There are some emotional parts of the season. I miss my family terribly. My family is scattered all over, and I won't get to see them this year. I get to see my in-laws, but I won't get to see my family. And so this has helped me as well. It's given me something to look forward to with this holiday, was making this video and going to be able to chat with people throughout the holiday weekend or holiday time frame. And I'm fighting back emotions a little bit, because it's been a trying season. It's been a hard year, but this is kind of wrapping it up on a high note. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and I thank each and every one of you, and thank you for watching me build my advent and going along with the ride with me, and listening to all my stories, some silly, some nostalgic, and we're really hoping for no more fires. We're really fingers crossed on that one, and no more exploding Pyrex dishes. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good season, and I think 2025 is going to be an amazing year. I'm looking forward to it. I hope as you guys are as well. And I wish nothing but happiness and lots of fun diamond painting and more friendships. I hope to get to meet more of you online and continue to build friendships and all of that. I wish that for you guys as well. So thank you so much for watching. There's some more hours behind me, so enjoy. I'll be watching as well, and I'll catch you guys after the new year. Thanks, guys.